All right, and we are now live. We are now live. Ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters. Oh, this is a great show. I want to start out. I want to welcome uh my brother Blue Pillar back to the platform.
Thank you, brother.
For those who don't know, Blue Pillar's been a regular since the beginning of when it was known as Black Magic 363. I just want to put it out there that Blue Pill connected me with Dick Gregory, and I'm gonna forever be grateful for that. It was a huge connect, and it helped me. It catapulted me to new heights at a rapid speed. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
So shout out to Blue Pill for that.
look, I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead, Blue. Go ahead.
It was when it was called UGR,
Oh
Underground
man,
Railroad.
Railroad, right? Damn, shit.
So Block Talk reminded me because I don't even remember. They said that me and you did a show with Sabi. I was like,
I knew I did it with one of y'all, right? It was you. I didn't know who I did it with.
Blog Talk. Cause I was clicking on the link, like, what? We had a show with. That was classics. Damn.
I'll talk to you about the Blog Talk. I don't have one episode of Blog Talk, Blue. I don't have one episode.
Somebody does out there. I know they
Yeah.
got the Bobby one.
With Panic.
Please, yeah.
Panic, yeah, that's all over. The Bobby Joy with Panic and about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh man, family. We are
honest to you. That was well earned. You was on a tear, and it fit perfectly into what you was doing. And like you said, it opened doors and catapult you into the universe. And now here we are at 440,000.
Isn't that wow? Amazing, huh? Wow. Wow.
You in the 440, yes, sir.
Oh, very interesting.
Okay.
Interesting times we live in, family. I was supposed to do a whole different show with Blue Pill. I did the research for another show. I had pulled up pictures, and I was about to call Blue Pill and say, "Yo, let's talk about such and such." And I just got instructions to change the title and the subject. So there's so much talk about the Blue Star Kachina and AI Atlas being in alignment with the prophecies of the Blue Star Kachina.
Yes.
I said, you know what? I said, I got to get Blue Pill. Blue Pill got to talk about the Blue Star Kachina. And I want to start out the show in ceremony. This is special. Blue, one thing we shouldn't be told when to celebrate. We have this habit of they tell us when to celebrate. They tell us when a moon is in a certain house, when the sun is in a certain house. Okay, well, this is that. They always tell us whether it's astrology, whether it's the government, whether it's a religious system, whether it's a spiritual system. We're always being told, given permission when we can feel happy and celebrate. Right. I just want to celebrate, and today is special because it feels special to me. And the topic tonight is extremely special. And I feel like I don't want anybody. Dick Gregory used to tell me this, and I'm glad we brought him up. He used to tell me all the time. I'm like, why you keep saying that? Dick Gregory used to tell me, listen, he used to say, stop thinking what you're doing is small. He said, you know how many people you affecting? He said, you just as big as any other ABC News, NBC, such and such. He was like, do you know who you are? Do you know what it took to get here? He would tell me about the atoms and the sperm and all types of shit he would tell me about, right? And I'm just like,
in perspective.
And by the third time he told me that, I'm like, does he really believe I'm gonna be great? Like I'm in my mind, like you think it in your mind, but in my mind, I'm like, does he believe that? Like he really believe that? So I want to thank him for playing that in my mind, and I want to these cigars are extremely special to me. I wish Blue had one. If you got one at home, it's a great time to light one, but. These cigars are special. The spirit of tobacco is special. Me and Blue's going to talk about Arizona a little later. Something popped up in my mind about Arizona and all of us collectively. So we're going to talk about that toward the end. But I wanted, this tobacco smoke was used. We talking about Hopi prophecy tonight, Blue Star Kachina. Tobacco is very important to the Americas, whether you in South America, North America, Central America, the islands, wherever you from, tobacco is important, extremely important to the Americas. So I want to take this opportunity, and these are 100% natural. They got crystals all over them. Like these cigars are super lit, and I'll tell you how to get them later on. But right now, we got to focus on what we got to focus on. I'm gonna light. Yeah. Oh, shit, I lit it. I forgot to. I thought this was the other one. Give me a second, y'all. Let the smoke blow in the air.
Yeah.
Woo! They say the smoke, the tobacco is a messenger. It's like Wi-Fi. It sends your message to, we're multidimensional beings, and what we see is just a tip of the iceberg of our larger self. So we're seeing just a tip. You know how they say just a tip of the iceberg. We're seeing just a tip of who we
Yes.
really are and what really exists out there. And I want the message of the tobacco smoke to go out there in the ethers. And I want a clear indication, Blue. I want a clear indication on what this 3-eye atlas is. Like I really want to see a sign. Like I really want to see something like we have like absolutely amazing that'll
Mhm.
tell us exactly what this 3-eye atlas is. And I also want to usher in a new world, Blue. And may all of us enjoy and embrace this new timeline of abundance, of prosperity, of peace, of give me some more adjectives, Blue.
We want this particular timeline to be one that reflects gratitude. We
Mm-hmm.
want connection. We
Mm-hmm.
want balance. We want equilibrium. We
Mm-hmm.
want justice.
Mm-hmm.
But we also want to bring forth the opportunity to have opportunity. And that gives us the wherewithal and the right to do as we please, as long as it's not necessarily harming, hurting, or offending um, different planes of existence. Uh, if nothing else, as we delve into this conversation this evening about the Blue Star, Kachina, and the Hopi prophecies, what they speak about is specifically this not being the ending per se, in the sense of how Christians are very rapturous, but it being a remembrance, it being, a sign of the times, for us to remember and for us to return back to our original state and our stasis as the stewards of this planet. So by incorporating tobacco, and acknowledging, not only incorporating but acknowledging as well that we're not doing it for the means of, because I've been to a lot of cigar bars lately. Cigar, there's a whole social scene that's set around these particular, what I call, spiritual transmitting utilities.
Yes.
Tobacco operates as a currency, and it also operates as a transmitting utility. As you said, the aroma of it acts as a succulent aroma supposed to entice the nose of creator to pay attention to what your prayers are that now drift up on the smoke,
Mm-hmm.
right? So these are the process and procedures that have been time honored in these particular lands. Why question it, right? We can't intellectualize everything. Some
Yeah.
things just are as they are.
Mm-hmm.
Know that that's a main feature in many spiritual ceremonies, like you said, that span many diasporas. So yes, let's open up the airways for abundance. You feel me? Let's bring in plenitude. Um, and yes, let us accept whatever assignment we signed up for.
Indeed.
That part.
Just to get some energy from the collective family as we engage in this tobacco ceremony. Power, prosperity,
Hmm.
uh, peace, love, and light.
Yes.
Personal power, reciprocity, inner peace,
Yes.
abundance in every angle,
Whew. Speak
continu-
on it, y'all.
continuity in our endeavors,
Yes.
perseverance, clarity, abundance. Shout out to everybody smoking theirs now. Listen, consciousness is non-local, y'all. Like if what we've been researching and studying on this channel and in these books is real, what we're doing right now is extremely powerful. So, like I said, I don't want us to take for a joke our powers. We're non-local. What we see is just a tip of the iceberg. Let's take this thing serious when we do these things. So, yeah, abundance, freedom, affluence, bliss,
Yes.
altruism, unity, wholeness,
Yes.
prophetic precision, authentic love, harmony, healing, activation, tranquility, resilience, consistency, vitality, magnitude, chaos, the rightful rulers back, prosperity, vital health and well-being, activation, focus, balance, mindfulness, growth, and we're gonna do one more, as Blue Pill said, and me and Blue 2026, the dominant vibration with me and Blue is going to be gratitude. So we're going to do gratitude to close out this opening ceremony. And yeah, this is serious stuff.
Yes, it is.
Shout out to Seven Bomar with the watch. This is like activating. Let me show y'all.
Oh,
This
shout
is
out
a
to everyone.
snapshot. This is a snapshot of the stars that's
Ooh.
in the night sky. And like Robert Edward Grant said, symbols are like a QR code for subconscious. So
That's
every
right.
time I look at this, it does something to me subconsciously. So I just look at it and I don't have any logical explanation why I look at it. But every time I talk to Seven, I say, yo, there's something about this. I felt like I seen this in a dream before. But shout out to everybody who gave us a piece of the puzzle. Everybody comes one time. I mean, let me just say this before we start, Blue. A person said, Rich, everybody on your channel says something different from another person sometimes. I said, well, there's many paths to the light. I said, this is not a religion that I'm a part of. I'm not even a part of a particular spiritual system. But what I do know is my people have been scattered all over the globe, given different languages, different customs, indoctrinated in different ways. So there's going to take many different approaches to get my people to get back to where their rightful position is, their birthright is. And if somebody doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. Don't watch that particular show. Wait till somebody comes on that resonates with you. But my goal is to, if I feel like somebody's moving in the rightful heart space at that moment, nobody's perfect, but I will allow them to speak their wisdom on the show, and I know that they will help somebody get to where they gotta get. Everybody ain't gonna resonate. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I
Everybody.
know those that I resonate with and that I can help. So with that being said, let's start the show, family. Ashe. All right.
I say God, peace.
Beautiful. I feel beautiful.
Yes,
Beautiful is supposed to be reserved for a woman. Blue, I feel beautiful today. I feel beautiful, my nigga. I
hey,
feel
beautiful.
beautiful, Blue. If they say
Beautiful.
Rich, I feel
That's a
beautiful.
powerful proclamation.
You know what I'm
You know what
saying?
I'm saying? And it's transcendent, like you said. If you can transcend cultural norms and say, "Yeah, I feel beautiful," right? Then you take it outside of the realm and the sphere of how somebody can binarily judge you, right? So yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. We had a song, y'all. Me, Cambada, and Lux. Beautiful. So shout out to
Yeah, yeah.
Cambada.
That-
I'm gonna be
that
in New York with them this weekend with the Blue Pillar. So shout out
beautiful
to
and
y'all.
bountiful.
Yes. Blue, let's get this thing started, Blue.
Let's get
Let's
it.
get this thing started, Blue. So many, hey, they're saying this is what. Let me just read. You know what, Blue? Let's go to chat. Let me see what chat, because all this talk about AI, right, Blue? Let me see what chat say about. Let's see what chat say. What is
You
The
gotta specify. You mean Chat GPT or your
yeah,
chat?
Chat GPT. I'm
Because your
sorry.
chat is low slicker than Chat GPT.
Yeah, no, definitely. What is the prophecy of the blue star Kachina? And I'm
Yes.
gonna put this. Hold up. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Let's see what they talking about. Oh shit! Why my computer moving slow, y'all? I got this. I got this. AT&T fiber, whatever they call it. I don't know why it's not. It's acting up. Oh.
Because them solar storms is hitting, bro.
Blue. While we wait on this particular talk with the Blue Star Kachina. Speaking of
Yes.
solar storms, what part of the body, Blue? Because a lot of people talk a lot about collective symptoms. What part of the body is affected the most, you think, by the geomagnetic storms that we have been
Uh,
experiencing a lot of lately, Blue?
the heart,
The heart. Mm.
right? Because they're geomagnetic, and magnetism, as we have shown on multiple occasions,
Multiple
when
occasions.
they take the graphs, your heart emanates the strongest magnetic field because your heart is where you have the highest amount of iron. So iron and magnets go together. Magnetism is impacting the heart. So the heart field or the magnetic field that emanates from the heart goes out the furthest and it comes into contact first with solar winds that are dispersed when solar flares take place. So as people are seeing those amazing bursts, because they're in high def and it's coming off of this blue sun, um, these the sun is super duper active ever since 3i Atlas removed this mask. And we'll get into the particulars and how that coincides with the prophecy of the Hopis. But after October 29th, after that interaction and that particular pairing of 3i Atlas making his voyage on the backside of the sun has been having geomagnetic storms, the strongest of which this entire decade took place 2 days ago. So the emanations from that particular solar flares or that solar storm are being felt right now. And what I always notice is that it impacts my screens. Any device with a black screen,
Mm-hmm.
cellular plasma,
Mm-hmm.
my phone will go from being not filled to filled, right? So it means that the screen is absorbing mad data,
Mm-hmm.
right? The phone is absorbing latent amounts of data and it's filling the phone up. So imagine what it's doing to your body. If it's doing it to the black screen of the phone, what is it doing to your quantum anatomy, the solar panel,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, I hear you, Blue.
And what's the best way that we could transmute that? So people will respond to them saying, "Yeah, I'm having very active dream state," because it's also impacting the crown because our crown is where we are being receptive and receiving this particular energy from. But a lot of people are having heart palpitations and things of that nature. They feel very anxious or they feel somewhat uncomfortable.
Blue,
It's
I'm sorry. I'm glad you said that. Real quick, how do you define anxiety? Have you been feeling anxiety with everything we're talking about? A lot of people look at it as something bad. Some people look at it as a spiritual symptom. What do you define anxiety as in a spiritual sense?
Yeah, again, anxiety in a spiritual sense will be distribution of electric currents through your body that are unregulated, and you have to base that energy. You have to figure out a way to regulate that energy. So anxiousness and anxiety can be mitigated by people grounding. Anxiousness and anxiety can be mitigated by people meditating. Sometimes anxiousness and anxiety can be mitigated by people rolling up. You know what I'm saying? If they're able to bring their cells into an aspect of equilibrium where they can balance that energy out, then they can deal with anxiety. Um, some people go on a walk, some people work out, and some people succumb to it.
Right, right, right. Um, Do you feel as though? Well, let me get to this website real quick. Let's
Yeah,
do
and
this.
then I'm seeing people speaking about breathing,
Yeah.
grounding and breathing as well, and that has been my remedy. I was feeling anxiousness that can be mistaken for anxiety, I guess, like 3 weeks ago,
Right.
and it's when this field was very active, and I was getting the downloads and the dreams.
Mm, indeed. Let me read this real quick, Blue. For some reason my chat GBT isn't coming up. I don't know if it's just so much action going on there right now that it's not pulling up, but it's not pulling up for some reason. But let me read this. This is one of the top sites on Google. A Kachina is a Hopi spirit. The Hopi have foreseen that the blue star Kachina spirit will appear in the form of a blue star to signify the imminent birth of the fifth world. A variation on the Hopi creation legend states that the creator's nephew, Sotuk Nang, constructed 9 realms or worlds on which life would exist. One was for the creator, one was for Sotuk Nang, and the seventh were for other life forms. The first three of these have already lived on and destroyed through the above mentioned cataclysms. Humanity's evilness, corruption, and wicked ways directly led to these destructions. At the end of the fourth world, a dwelling place in the heavens will crash to earth. It will produce a brilliant blue star. This blue star, Kachina, will take off his mask publicly, reveal himself, and then all Hopi ceremonies will permanently cease. Um, I guess I can end. I'm gonna stop there. And with that being said, Blue, you deep into you a scholar, you a researcher, you up on current events. When you
Yes,
see 3 Eye Atlas and what you know outside of this, just everything you've talked numerous times about Blue Star Kachina, is it adding up, Blue? Are we just is this wishful thinking? Is it adding up? Is this looking like what we've been talking about and what the Hopi's been talking about for so long? Is this the Blue Star Kachina in your eyes?
I would definitely say that it coincides with the Hopi prophecies
Okay.
of the Blue Star Kachina. Everything that they said, and again, it was a foretelling because they had already said it. It ain't like they are remixing and going to Wikipedia and
Right.
editing their prophecy to line up what's going on right now. They
Right.
set a stage. They said that the Earth will be in this particular state, and then this particular sign will show itself to signal, right? Um, the coming remembrance, right? It will signal that this particular star is here, and this particular star gives you an opportunity to make your mind up as to whether you still gonna go this way or if you continue on this road.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a heralding. It's not a finality. You know what I'm saying? It still is a reminder for you to remember that your connection to the planet is the only thing that's going to save this planet, you know. And I don't want to not and me saying to save this planet, I don't want to speak cataclysmic in terms of anything's gonna happen to the planet. Something may happen to the people on the planet though.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the Hopi prophecy, that has already happened 3 times. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The first time was by fire. The second time, they said that it was so unbalanced that it was off its axis and then it froze. So that would be like the glacial period. And then the third time coincides with the flooding period that multiple civilizations across the planet have records of, right? And then now we're ushered into the fourth world. And they said that, the signaling of the ending of the fourth world would be there's many different signs, or I don't want to say omens. I don't want to put it in that particular category,
Right.
but the sea turning black, right, is one of them. Um, so they speak to the oil spills that have been taking place, in the ocean as possible. You know, people have been decoding those particular prophecies to say, all right, let me put it in a modern context. This can be this that you're speaking about. They were speaking about rivers of stone, right? Then they interpret that to mean, okay, this is going to be a time when there's highways here, and these rivers of stone will look like that, roads that don't end or what have you. And then of course, they were speaking about political turmoil, just the world seeming like it's at odds and it's at an ends. And I feel that, specifically in the month of October in this country, right, we got an opportunity to witness that, where it's not the end all be all. Things can be definitely worse, but for it to progressively get to the place that it got to, over these 43 days of a government lockdown and the impasse that involved with that, and them seeing leadership just do everything but care about the people, right? I think that those conditions on people's hearts and people's minds, because there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of anxiety, and people feel betrayed. So it kind of like, as above, so below, the conditions on the earth or in this plane of existence that we exist in over here, they're perfect for the appearance of the blue star Kachina, according to prophecy.
Indeed,
And
indeed.
again, them speaking so poetically about this particular blue light, and like I said, it coming from behind the sun and reappearing, right? Very bright and very blue, distinctively going from green to blue in such a particular way, a prophetic way. I mean, you couldn't, yeah. That was kind of illmatic the way it lined up.
Indeed. No, definitely, definitely. And I want to talk about the sun real quick, Blue.
Hmm.
Some people, I've been listening to certain people on the internet, and they everybody doesn't regard the sun as important as they regarded it even 5 years ago, 10 years ago. People look at the sun as a different sun. Some people are saying, I'm not sun gazing as much no more. I was listening, and I want to get him on my show. You heard of Spiritual Soul? What's his name? He got a big following. What's his name? Red was just I was just talking to Red about him. What's his name? Who's spirit to do spiritual soul? What's the name, family? I know he got a huge following. Oh, he
Sure.
got like 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
What's his name, y'all? Shit. Yeah, but Soul Illuminati. Yeah, you ever heard of Soul Illuminati?
I haven't. I don't think so.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, anyway, the brother was talking about how he's not sun gazing, and I don't
Okay.
want to. I'm not quoting him verbatim, but
Hmm.
he's not sun gazing like that no more. And I remember when I first came into the movement, it was all about the sun because everybody was in the ancient Kemet. This is before the America and the Top Cats and the FBA and all. Everything was just Kemet, 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 Kemet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everything was sun, 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 sun. Um, how's your relationship with the sun now? What do you think about the internet and their perception of the sun and how it's changing right now, Blue? It's very interesting.
It is. It does seem to be changing. I have an amazing relationship with the sun, a renewed relationship, because I've learned more this year about the sun than I probably have, in the rest of the days of my life. But let me say this though, right? I've learned enough this year to qualify everything that I have been taught by KT about the sun for maybe 15 or 20 years. For some reason, it was just, I wasn't grasping everything, even though I was utilizing his protocol when he had me. I got sick. I think, that's the proper word to use, in 2021. And it was because of blue light toxicity. It was because I was almost over poisoned by me being constantly on the computer and not getting the right amount of rest. And I was less active in terms of grounding. So he put me on that protocol where I had to ground during sunlight hours before 10 a.m., because that's how I get the red infrared light. And that red infrared light was very key to activating certain enzymes, in particular triggering the serotonin, but also the way that it worked on the gut microbiome. Um, so me learning that you also have to expose the sun, the stomach and the sun, the gut, if you will,
Right.
that's even more so important then direct directly gazing through the sun, you have to have it hit in the gut. Um, Grounding, yeah. So to me, it's like there's no trading to what I've learned about the sun. The sun is absolutely imperative. It's more about light and water to me now than it is even about nutrition. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even eat that much. Um, and I'll go to the gym and I'll be like 146 today, and then tomorrow I'll be 148 or 149. And I can't attribute it to necessarily eating per se, but it's more so something that I would attribute to the fact that I'm eating and absorbing the sun. And it would be hard for me to show somebody and quantify that other than testing it on the scale. That I'm like, yo,
Right.
I'm same way that I said that my phone is absorbing storage and it fills my phone up,
Mm,
and I can literally, speak to the fact that those bits are you can account for it to say, yo, I had this much storage available today, or I mean yesterday, and today is full. And I didn't run around using my camera like that. It's
mm,
the same way that my body is absorbing aspects of information coming from the sun, bits from the sun. But to that person's observation, the sun definitely is emanating a different frequency for sun gazers. This summer, I was not able to take in the same amount of sun gazing. It was wild intense, and it was intense a lot earlier than I'm used to it being intense. You know what I'm saying? I used to
mm.
wait for the sun to come up. Like I would already be outside in the dark waiting on it and just be manhandling the sun last year. I could not, it wasn't the same this year. The sun was very aggressive.
Yeah, it
It
was, it
was
was,
it was
it
giving
was
off
piercing. It was piercing.
yeah, it was piercing, it was blinding. And you know, and me and I could tell it was a different, it was different bandwidths and different spectrums of light coming off of the sun. Because what happened to me, shout out to Dr. Phil, right? Valentine, we used to call him the orange haired man because
Uh-oh.
he would have he would have different colors of facial hair. And I noticed this like when I would go to Miami, when I would go to equatorial regions, I would have different colors popping up. You know what I'm saying? And my follicles in my hair. And that didn't happen this year. You know what I'm saying? That didn't
Mm,
happen at all.
mm.
So
The Florida sun treats me good, Blue. Oh man, that Florida sun, it treats my body good. I've never, and I've been all over the world. That Florida sun, I
nothing
don't know
like it.
what it is about Florida.
And I've been through the
No idea.
Caribbean. I've been other places, but it's something about that equatorial line in Miami. When I get to Miami, my facial features change. Like I become a different person under that sun. So shout out to the Florida family. I know y'all got to put up with all of that hurricane weather, but for
That sun,
every other yeah, for every other time that ain't going on, that's paradise.
that sun is different. Real quick, I see who is this? And Ray, you keep asking for my email in the chat. I want you to email me right now, and Ray. I'm gonna have somebody behind the scenes look into what your cigar order, and I'll get back to you live on air because I'm completely confident about what's going on. But email me like literally right now, and Ray, and with your receipt, and
And
I'll let you know exactly what's going on before
so
the end of the show.
I have been intensely studying melanin, right?
Right, right.
So I've been reaching out. I'm like, Rich, I gotta talk to you. Um, I was looking through our text messages, and you had sent me a visual, and you was getting into this quantum information,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a better grasp of really how this quantum biology works. On a quantum level, ain't nothing like, man, the sun and our quantum, our what I call the quantum covenant. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
evidence of who was here first, or who made the covenant, and who made the contract. You know what I'm saying? Like we really, yeah, we really need a super duper deep dive into the melanin machination, the mechanics of melanin. It's such a beautiful thing, and it just restores so much confidence in us as a people
Mhm.
once we realize how favored we are, once we realize what our true gift is versus what we have bought into being our curse. Um, and it's so necessary. You feel me? That we restore that. Once again, this is about remembering. You know what I'm saying? This blue star Kachina, this period and moment in time is just about us remembering. You feel me? And we really have to get into the science of this melanin to remember what our quantum motherboard is hitting for. You feel me?
You know, Blue, that seemed to be, like years after when the year's heading toward the end. We'll be like, what was the theme of the year? Remembrance. Like if you in the spiritual community, white, black, whatever, the theme this year has been remembrance. We went into the year, and I remember the topic was ascension. We ended the year with a remembrance. It started out with ascension, and remembrance was all the way down at the bottom. It was like an altcoin, and remembrance is all the way up here. It ain't even about ascension no more. People like, yo, I'm remembering. And remembering is a different feeling from a ascension. Blue remembering is like this shit is all in me. I don't have to go nowhere
You gotta
external.
go nowhere.
You know what
Right.
I mean? That's why I uploaded the King of the Jungle. Cam kept saying, I remember I got my memory back. I remember I got my identity back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shit. So
yeah.
it's beautiful. Blue, did I tell you I feel beautiful?
You said you feel beautiful.
Let me light it up again. I
Yeah.
feel
You need to
beautiful.
cue the song up, man.
Mm, mm. Family, I'm celebrating. Why is Brother Rich? This is a cigar, by the way, Honduran cigar. I'm
Yeah.
celebrating because I feel the need to celebrate, and I don't need external permission to celebrate. So
Right.
when
No
we get
need a
to the point
reason.
where we don't need external permission to do
Look,
something, we free.
this the last day
Shit.
of my 40s, right? So I'm
Oh
celebrating with
shit.
you, man.
Tomorrow,
This is
blue,
my last day. I'm on my
blue,
49th degree, my last day.
blue. Drive to my crib today, blue. Drive down. You need a cigar, blue. You gotta come through. Teleport here, nigga. Do something.
Okay.
You gotta get a cigar, blue. Oh man, I forgot you in red tomorrow. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Shout out to AA,
Shout
right?
out to AA.
This is born day today.
Shout out to,
Him and Lighthouse. And
yeah.
rising power to their beautiful mother Hafisa, who again, when we talk about these cycles of time and them they're not being linear and them being cyclical, once again, as we are reminded by this blue star Kachina and the Hopi prophecies, they want to remind the people that time is not linear, it's very cyclical. AA and his brother was born on the same day, 8 years apart.
Amazing. Amazing.
Amazing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out. I see us a lot of Scorpios in the building as well. Salute to all of y'all. You know, and this is it. We here, transmutation and transformation. And as we understand ourselves scorpionically, we also understand that we are in the period of Pluto and Aquarius, and Pluto is transformation, Aquarius is humanity or the world or we the people. And that's what we're seeing, right? We once we remember, things will be transformed. The only way that things can have gotten as bad or gotten to wherever that we're at in a particular timeline is because we forgot and people have been scrambling. But the minute they remember, and I think that that's what these people are attempting to get ahead of, because the way that I see them playing 5D chess is to put all of these things in position to stop you from waking up and claiming what's yours.
Do you think, Blue? Do you think when like we say we forgot who we were? Bobby Hemmett talked about that. We will go into a deep sleep, and the Europeans will become the custodians of our information. Do you
Yes.
think being the custodians, or not the custodians, but being the people who, let's say, what we call run the world, even though we live in our own world, but the people who pretty much have power positions across the world, do you
Hmm.
think that's overrated? and that perhaps they are overwhelmed. A lot of people, and the reason why I asked that, Blue, because a lot of people don't even want to be the leader in their own household, because that's hella responsibility. I got to remind this one to do that, do that. I got to pay the. Being the leader in your whole household is overwhelming. Do you think being the leader of the world is overrated? And that's what makes the people who run the world so miserable, because they're like, yo, I'm supposed to be happy. I see this nigga still celebrating on the corner in the projects, dancing. I'm miserable because I got to, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that's overrated, Blue?
I think that
And that's why we didn't mind going to sleep, because we like, shit, this shit's stressful. Well, let's go to sleep for
I
6 hours.
think that it's definitely biting off more than one can chew, and you can look at whoever has signed up to consider themselves the leaders of the world or what have you, that they definitely look overwhelmed. It's no easy task,
Right.
and nobody, like nobody got their own thing all the way locked down where they can overextend themselves. So you kind of understand how empires fall, because they overextend themselves and they get a little too thin, a little too greedy, a little too fast. And yeah, a household is something that's not the easiest to maintain. So imagine if you had five of them around the world, and you was, Papa was a Rolling Stone and he had to leave here, but then he got to go to Spain and check on his other household, and then he got another one in the back, the bushes of Soweto or something. Like, it's gonna be some things going on when he ain't around, and he gonna come back, and they always gonna be playing in his face. So I think that we're the ones that are best qualified to do that when we did it, because we still had uh, a humanitarian approach. I think that we're looking at people who are not from here attempting to exert a level of control on a plane of existence that they seemingly don't know anything about. They're still finding out things, and they're bumping their head in the process, uh, as the teenagers of the planet would, or the babies of the planet would. So you kind of see what it looks like, for children to attempt to play the role of a grown up, and they ain't grown yet.
Mm.
Right. But for us, we've been doing this for so long that we have a level of entropy that has set in. Meaning that if you've been doing this for millions of years, at some point, not necessarily that you forget how to do it, but you might have burnout where you like, let me go sit under this tree. And then you take a nap. And while you taking a nap, them ants is running wild on you. But that's all they are, is ants. Yeah,
Mm.
you might wake up with some bites, you might wake up with some swelling. You feel me?
Red ants.
Yeah, them red ants, right? They're gonna tear you up, but they're not gonna unalive you. You know what I'm saying? And this too shall pass. And when you get off, you could swipe them, you could swat them off for you. You know what I mean? Or you can do whatever if you want to be super humanitarian with it. You know what I'm saying? You could just let it be what it is, right? And be like, yeah, I'm gonna let bygones be bygones and go about my business. Or you can kick over their anthill.
Mm.
So that's a wonderful analogy of where we're at and what's taking place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gilligan's Gulliver's Island. Ooh, that's what it was called. Not Gilligan's, but the Gulliver when they tie homie up. You don't. They ain't teach you that. My lady looking at me.
Shit.
Not no, not Gullah Islands. Gulliver's Travels. I think it's called.
Shout out to Blue Dream. What's shout out to Blue Dream in the house.
Yeah, yeah.
What up with Blue Dream? Indeed, Blue Dream and Blue
Yeah.
Pill, the unstoppable duo right there. Blue Dream and Blue Pill.
So when you're a cosmopolitan people and you
Mm-hmm.
allow other people to flourish in your presence because you're not intimidated by their culture,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not exerting your belief in your level of supremacy, your supremacy is not overbearing. You're just like shit. I'm shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm favored by the sun. I got a great relationship with the universe. You know what I'm saying? What's cracking five? You still trying to find yourself? All right, go over there and work that out. But I'm not intimidated by it, and I got to give you the space in order to grow because I know that we're not on the same plane and level of existence. So if you don't want to pick up what I'm putting down, then you know go figure that thing out. Just make sure that it does not transgress on what I got going on over here, or I'm gonna have to respond to that. I think that yeah, when we did our thing, we did it in a way that seemingly was very responsible because we was running around the planet uplifting fallen humanity and teaching the uncivilized. We just started mixing and mingling with them unnecessarily because we ain't bring our women with us. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? And the Wiz would have been like, nah, slime, that ain't it. And we made a mistake that seems to be a recurring one. I
mm-hmm,
don't think that's the only time that it happened in our timeline.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Hey, Blue. Speaking of timeline, with the Blue Star Kachina and the Fifth World and AI Atlas, everybody, the talk. Another talking point has been a timeline shift. I want to know personally in your life, Blue, have you experienced a timeline shift where certain people just aren't in your life no more, even if they try to get in your life? It's just such a not a match frequency wise that they just can't get into your life no more. And you like, damn, what happened to so and so? Oh shit! And it's like you just don't talk to no people no more because that would be a timeline shift, Blue.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about that. Personal experience, it teaches us a lot.
Um, yeah, it's personal experience, and to me, it's taking place in terms of frequency changes. You feel me? Like, I'm seeing that I've changed my particular frequency. I have less patience to put up with things that are non-rewarding. I don't got the same time, right? The and it's not a lack of impatience. Like it's just a decision. It's a decision based energy thing where you like, yeah, I just don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it moving. And once you shift that energy and once you shift that frequency without you having to announce it or get super loud with it, yeah, it kind of like you leave the thing in the past. You know what I mean? And funny enough, we're in this retrograde energy. And a lot of people are speaking like that, like they're experiencing unprecedented timeline shifts. And the word that Blue came up with the other day, and I heard that word at the same time when they were speaking about Trump. They said body snatched. So people are like, yo, people are showing up wild weird, like they got body snatched. They're not the same people anymore. Um, they can't pick up on their same energy or their frequency. So people are feeling like they're on totally different timelines, or they and I have been investigating myself to be like, yo, like how realistic would it be to say that every night that we go to sleep that we're waking up into a whole different timeline, and the way that we're able to gauge it when we go to the gym, bro, on some days it be people in there that I have never seen. I'm talking about the whole gym. It's like a whole shift, like we just in a whole nother twilight zone, huh? A whole new batch of people, and the gym is repetitious. Like you see the same people every at the same time, not just the same day, at the same time, and y'all got that look because y'all both know what y'all sacrificed to get in there before the sun come up at whatever, and y'all about to put in pain. It's some days that we go there though, and nobody's the same, and the people that don't be there, the new people, they look like NPCs.
Yeah, the NPC shit out here.
And yeah, the NPC shit out here is unprecedented.
People be driving like
Like
NPCs, like they're just completely zoned out, like they're not paying attention to nothing.
they be super zoned out, super warped.
Doing the craziest shit with no emotion, no expression. It's like they're not
So
even there.
I definitely attest to the fact that there's been a timeline shift and I'm able to gauge in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Even my timeline, like when I go on IG, I'm able to tell by how my timeline is showing up, what the energy impact is, like what it's hitting for, like what energy is dominating, what's going on. So yeah, absolutely. I could definitely say that.
I had it on mute. My fault. Yeah, I was talking. I had it on mute. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I mean, yeah, like
these
everybody's
are
talking.
overlapping
Everybody's
timelines. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's talking about these timeline shifts, and I know where I'm experiencing it in my personal life, where it's just like certain people you like, damn, and it's just like a complete disconnect from certain people. So it's like it's very interesting. And I believe that that concept is very real. What's going on now? Real quick, and Brown, whatever, or was it? I did get you, and Ray. I did get your email. So
Right.
we're looking into it now. They're gonna respond to you right now via email, Ann Ray. So I got you, Ann Ray. We're gonna respond right now. They want to put your business and address out there. Blue, let me ask you about the Hopis.
Yes.
This is a Hopi prophecy that everybody's talking about. All right, so there's so much talk about, I just had Top Cats on. I had Top Cats and Dane Calloway on.
Oh, yes. Shout
Time.
out to the brothers.
They was on there, you know what I mean? They was on they was getting busy.
Let's get busy.
Um, I wonder what they will say. Who the whole, according to your
I was
research,
about to say, did you get to that part of the conversation as at all about the Southern Plains?
when you say Southern, what do you mean, like
Not
Atlanta,
not
Florida?
not in the South. I mean, in the Midwest. Not
No,
even the Midwest. The they call it the Four Corners. It would be Utah, Colorado, Arizona,
I don't
and
think so. From what from I don't, I'm sure somebody would be like, yeah, remember they talked about it at this point, Rich, but not from the top of my head. I could remember. But in terms of Arizona, you go to Arizona, the hat. That's why it's so significant. You're wearing a hat. You got that hat in Arizona. The Hopi prophecies from Arizona. The people out in Arizona. What can you tell me about the Hopis in Arizona historically,
yeah,
and also this prophecy and this land that we call Arizona, Blue? We got to head out there. We're gonna talk about that.
yeah. Arizona is once again. And let me put this on the record. You can't spell Atlas without ATL.
Uh-oh.
Right. So we ain't get into that. We ain't get into the fact that 2 days after we was on that mountain called Crystal Mountain, that's the first time that they spotted 3-eye Atlas, which was July
Uh-oh.
1st. And we ain't say that 2 days before we got on Crystal Mountain, that's when the meteorite hit on that Thursday. They call it the McDonough meteorite, and they said that it's 3.8 billion years old, and it comes from where there was a missing planet between Mars and Jupiter. Shout out to Alkebalan, and shout out to Wayne Chandler as well. That was on your program. He did an amazing dissertation. Right, there's a missing planet between Mars and Jupiter. Oh, and of course, shout out to A. Rashid, because that presentation, that's when the wheels started spinning. But that meteorite came from this particular place. That meteorite, they said, was older than the Earth itself. 3-eye Atlas also comes from that same place. It comes from Sagittarius A, which is the center of the galaxy, which we've been talking about, Biggie Smalls and all of that connection with the black hole. But it's that same region. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm saying. Like Atlas is, they love speaking about, the Greek figure that holds up the planet, but Atlas is the king of Mauritania, which is Morocco.
There
That's
you
why
go.
you have the Atlas Mountains
Yo, there
in Morocco. You know what I'm saying?
you go.
When I went to Arizona, I met with the Moroccans out there, and
There you
they
go.
gave me these. These are called dog teeth. You know what I'm saying? These come from the Atlas Mountains of Morocco. You feel me? Um, this is when I got this particular hat in 2022, but that's the year I also got initiated into the Hopis. They brought me into a secret canyon in Sedona and initiated me out there. And they said part of the prophecies, they've been watching us for 10 or 15 years. And they said they've been waiting for the last family to come was Moors to
Mm.
represent the melanated that last, it was 5 families or 5 particular root races or what have you. And they wanted they said that I had represented that last one. And they brought me to this canyon and we did a whole ceremony inside of the canyon, and it was amazing. Shout out to my cousin Harbottom Bill. He was there as well.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah. So the again, so the Hopis are from this particular area in Arizona, on the plains of Arizona. They are a people that are very much antiquated, and majority of their narratives speak about, the cosmic nation, the star nation, and their contact with the star nation. But their prophecies, once again, they said that, almost like when they tell the story about the Anunnaki, they said that these space beings came down, populated the planet, and it gave them the narratives about, how the cosmos started, and a little bit of insight as to what was going to take place on this planet. So that's where they came up with the first world, the second world, the third world, and now we're in the fourth world,
Right.
right?
Headed to the fifth.
Headed to the fifth. Because you always hear people saying we going to 5D, and I'd be like, how y'all just gonna jump past the fourth? Like, what happened to the fourth? But
Right.
according to them, we are in this 4D existence. And their prophecies also told about the coming of the European. So they ain't get caught, with their pants down. They had already foretold it. They already prophesied from it. Some legends say that they are descendants of Aztec,
Mm-hmm.
saying, um, but again, for the most part, they have been in the area that has been designated, or what we call the Four Corners, which is Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, with them being more so near the Pueblo Plains or what have you. And then, after the European came and they moved them, I think they moved them. They're in the northern sector near the Navajo on reservations or what have you. They don't speak about Elijah Muhammad visited these people as well, right? And he sat with Hopi elders and Navajo elders, and they gave him, some information and some bars. I don't know if this is prior to him speaking about the mother wheel or afterwards, but nonetheless, what I'm saying, he went and sat with these particular elders, and you know, again, their prophecies spoke about this particular coming time of change by way of cataclysm. But again, not to scare anybody. They didn't say that the world was going to end. They said that the world was going to go through a transformation, a purification through fire. Once you see the blue star, then behind it is the red star. And the red star is a purifying particular star. Um, and let me see what else we got here. And the purification again is more like wiping the slate clean, starting things over. I don't know how that's supposed to potentially happen, but it's not rapturous like they have in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely a sounding or a heralding of a remembrance. So what the elders have been saying mostly is that change and transformation is going to happen in our mind and our hearts. You feel me? And it's almost what Chandler was saying, because what Chandler was saying almost coincided with AA was saying. AA said it's a time to detox. Chandler was saying that 3 Eye Atlas said that, this is connected to the microbiome,
Microbiome, right?
microbiome. What
Mm-hmm.
they're saying is that they said that when man's head became full of metal and his heart became leaden, that would be the sign, that would be the beacon signal in the cosmos, in the universe, for the change to come and the blue star to appear. So man is very much, heavy hearted. Like I said, this month alone, if one was to gauge where the hearts of the country was at, even if you wasn't personally going through um the potentiality of your benefits getting clipped, your heart, if you had compassion for other people or somebody in your family, or just looking at what was going on the TV, I'm sure that people's hearts, if they ever had an opportunity to skip a beat, it might have happened in
Mm,
30 or 40 days.
mm,
Just seeing the callousness, how things are playing out, you know what I mean? And not people not being able to reconcile what they're looking at. Like,
mm,
wait, you gave these people $40 billion, but
mm, 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 mm.
so And the head being full of metal, right? We got all of this Wi-Fi signals,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you just got a lot of things going on that people are accumulating contamination, heavy metals. They said, oh, the only relief from the government shutdown, they're not spraying. So you got all of that aluminum and barium that people are, all of this stuff is showing up in people's blood. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's interesting you say that. Yo, the chemtrails is crazy in Atlanta right now. In Georgia. I'm sorry, not Atlanta, in Georgia. Like if you look up in the skies, they like going,
Tic
they're
tac.
working overtime. They're working overtime with chemtrails. I'm like, damn, why they got, I'm like, shit, they going super hard with that right now. It's crazy. They even they talking about chemtrails on Tucker Carlson now. My have the world changed, Blue. My have the world. Tucker Carlson has a show with chemtrail experts talking about the harmful effects of chemtrails now. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that, Blue? Wow.
Who would have thought, right? So, the beautiful thing once again is that it's a calling, it's a
Mm,
challenge for humanity. For those that are looking to the skies, they said don't look up. For those that are looking up now and they're hearing the echoes and they're hearing the message and they're heeding the message, if you heal yourself, you heal the planet. You know what
indeed.
I'm saying? If
Indeed.
you heal yourself, you heal the planet. So this is a wonderful opportunity. I mean, look what the conversation was about. They had the lockdown based on universal health care, or not so much universal health care for um, people paying Affordable Care Act or what have you, right? For them having the ability for premiums or what have you to be paid to these pharmaceutical companies that are not necessarily helping people per se, and then supplemental nutrition, you know what I mean, and people have been buying things that they may be potentially addicted to, and
Mm,
the food masquerading as drugs, you know
mm,
what I mean, and people having to be forced to go through withdrawals and the symptoms that come from that, but the government preparing for that ahead of time by militarizing everything, you know. So getting to see all of that, again, maybe this was an echo, maybe this was a wake up call, maybe this was the cosmos saying it's time to prepare yourself to do for self.
right,
It's
right, right.
time to grow your own food with your own resident frequency.
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes,
you
sir.
can help remediate the planet by putting your hands in the soil again,
Yes, sir.
right? For everybody that is foundational and black. And for those that are not, that still have remedies from other places, let's create a network where we share those remedies.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? What's your home remedy? What's your nana and your auntie's remedy? You know what I'm saying? You
Talk about
probably got a great way to grow potatoes or provisional foods or what have you.
if
Like
we work
all of
together,
these
Blue.
skill sets,
God,
all of this information is the information right now that should be at the forefront of everybody's conversation. You know,
indeed.
these are those opportunities, these are those reminders that come somewhat abrupt, and they got to disrupt a lot of noise because it's a lot of noise going on, and we are thoroughly distracted, voluntarily.
Mm, mm, mm.
You know what I'm saying? We look. I be on two phones. I
Woo.
be on two phones with a in front with a laptop in front of me
Damn.
and the TV on.
Mm, mm, mm. Crazy, man. That's crazy.
I'm being honest,
Yeah,
right?
that's whew. That's stimulation beyond stimulation. That's like
Nigga said, "Is that a cocker spaniel for a hat?"
oh
Let me
man.
explain something, family. So when I got to Arizona, y'all, I was learning about the Blue Star Kachina prophecy, and it spoke about a mass. In one prophecy, they said a fox.
Mm,
And they said that when you get into the town square, you will mask yourself. So I was role playing this mythos out when I went to Sedona. In the town square was a statue of Merlin. Merlin and Merlin gematria wise, it's almost the same word. Etymologically, or what have you. So I was enacting these particular ceremonial rituals. Once again, offering my vessel as a harness for this energy so I could get the information through ceremony, right? Acting out these particular rituals. So that's why I got this particular fox hat and I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's my wavy Crockett. Shout out to the wave guard.
Indeed. We're gonna get to some Q&A. I want y'all. I already saved some questions in the chat. But give me some more questions. We're gonna get to some Q&A with the brother Blue Pill. Shout out to everybody. We got about 1,500 people in the building right now. A beautiful show. Like I said, we don't need to be given permission to feel a certain way. Shout out to everybody who sparked one up with me today. Celebrate it.
Yes.
We got to make our own holidays. We got to make our own rituals. We got to make our own everything, family. A whole new culture, a whole new way of living, family, in this new paradigm, this fifth world that is being ushered in, as the Hopi say. But give me some questions in the chat. And I seen well, I'm gonna get to Teresa. Teresa? Is that I see Teresa in the chat. You Teresa Stewart? Is that Teresa Stewart? Teresa, let me know if that's Teresa Stewart in the chat. But give me some questions in the chat. While before we get to the questions, I want to ask Blue a question just to before we get into yes, okay. Teresa, I got your tracking number, Teresa. I don't want to put your address. You in North Carolina. I'm looking at you right now. You're in Spring Lake, North Carolina. I got your tracking, Teresa. So yeah, Teresa, yeah, she ordered a big order. So I got you you already sent out, Teresa. I'll send you your tracking tonight, Teresa, right? But I know Spring Lake, I'm looking at you, Spring Lake, North Carolina, and I got you tracking. Blue, I want to ask you, Blue, before we get to the Q&A, you said if you heal yourself, you heal the world. What I noticed, and we talked about this before, Panic, bro, rest in power to brother Panic. Panic has talked about this. For whatever reason, within the spiritual community, the method is heal the world, then heal myself. It's supposed to be heal myself, then heal the world. A lot of people want to go toward community first before they even go toward themselves first. They automatically, like if I said, Blue, let me real quick. If I said, I'm starting a community right now, here's a form, everybody sign up. Not everybody, but a lot of people who sign up would be some of the most unhealed, traumatized people out there. They will sign up first toward the community. Why is it that people who don't heal themselves want to be part of a larger collective before they actually heal themselves when it's supposed to be the other way around, Blue?
Because that internal healing is not as sexy. It takes a lot of work, and you don't necessarily receive the accolades for it. Whereas working to heal the community is externalized, and it comes with a title, and you know what I'm saying? You could get your dopamine hits and your strokes or what have you. Shout out to the brother Kwame Sunhorse, another one of our indigenous elders.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember. And ever since I heard him say it, I cannot go backwards. And he said that we're not healers, we're helpers. You can only heal yourself. So before you become part of a healing community, you have to show up as a healed version of yourself, because only with yourself can you be the healer. Everything else to that is the helper. And you help other people heal by giving them the blueprint of how you yourself, right, healed yourself. Because we're not the healers. The body is the healer. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're putting in the body or doing for the body is a help, a healing mechanism. It's a self-healing mechanism. And again, this will definitely root you into the gnosis and the knowledge that you are a passenger in your body, that there is a disconnect that you have to unify together, because the decisions that you make harm your body. That's not your body making those decisions, right? For itself, that's you making the decisions, listening to your mind which is not necessarily a corporal part of your body. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So you can do for self, you can do the right thing for your body and then properly integrate a great relationship with your body where your body's like, thank you, right? Your body's like, thank you. You finally doing right by me. It's sending you signals, nigga, I need to go to sleep. Nigga, I need to eat. Nigga, you need to not do X amount of, or you're overdoing this, right? We got a detox you to reset so you can do more of it if that's what you want to do. But you making these decisions for your body. That's not your body making those decisions. Your body, it has to recover from the decisions that you make for it. You feel me?
Got you. Mm-hmm.
That's like,
Yeah,
I'm a
got you.
twin, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's too easy to go. I could do that. Like my brother makes decisions for us, but he don't live in my body. Right? It's the same thing that you have to make the right decisions for your body, and then your body will operate in a particular capacity that allows you, whatever the you is that's living in this body, to live in it where there's a state, there's a peace in it. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel peaceful in my body. Then you can take that information outside and you can help other people. You can share that information with them, but you can't jump in their body and do the healing. You can only pass along the protocol and then help manage them. What you really are is a spell caster and a spell breaker, right? Rather than just you being a healer, you have to cast a spell that's superior to breaks an inferior spell. So
Mm.
the dude in the white coat said, "You're gonna die. You're gonna be unalive in 6 months. You got 6 months to, you know what I mean?" And
Mm-hmm.
then when you believe that, right, and you incorporate it, and then your mind becomes dominant, sovereign over your body, then your
Mm-hmm.
body got to pay the price. Your mind is locked in, anxiety and the worry. It triggers the nervous system because that's the interface between this non-corporeal part of you that's
Mm-hmm.
sending these
The nervous
signals,
system, yeah.
and that it has to obey, and then it starts deteriorating, and your telomeres start shrinking, and the next thing you know, you up out of here, and you blaming it on something else.
Mm.
When it was not that, it was that you bought into that self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm. Let's get to some of these questions, Blue. Blue, somebody said, I never heard this. Somebody said, don't, because you got the fox hat on. They said, don't foxes like tobacco. Is that true?
Yeah, you always find them together.
Listen, Blue, we got, hey, Blue, you got the fox. I got
I,
you
that's
got,
I'm gonna
we,
go find mines
you
and
can't make this up. You got the fox. Oh, and by the way, family, real quick, before, let me share the link. This is the greatest thing that happened to me. One of the greatest things that happened to me this year. My daughter, spending time with my daughter is the greatest.
hey,
But this tobacco from Honduras, Blue talked about us trading with each other, whether you FBA, whether you're from the islands, us trading with each other and learning what each other specialize in is important with us moving forward. Um, I'm building an empire, a spiritual empire, an eternal empire. And if you would like to donate to the empire, I'm gifting you, if you donate $30 or more, a cigar, a special cigar, only used by certain shamans in Honduras, the Curanderos. These are the shamans that used to help Dr. Sabi. They don't even sell these to the general public. They actually have crystals on them. And once you get them, you'll see. And people have confirmed it live during the show. But if you would like to be gifted a cigar, donate to that link right there. I'm going to post the link again in the chat. You could donate, and I will gift you one of these extremely special.
yeah, them is different.
Yeah, it's different. Ceremony, ritual, whatever anything spiritual. You want answers? You got questions? Yeah, this is a whole different vibe right here. This is our technology. I know you hear about Elon Musk and the boys and Nvidia chips and all of that. This is one of the best technologies. Why do you think our ancestors, the Hopi, the same people telling you about the blue star Kachina, was probably smoking one of these during their ritual? So shout out to the
Yeah.
Hopi.
So on that note,
Mm,
there was a powerful ceremony that took place in '96, and this is key because the Hopi came from the plains and they came to New Orleans and they got with the melanated indigenous
mm,
Indians,
mm,
right?
mm,
The big chiefs, right?
mm,
And they did a pipe ceremony,
mm,
an ancient pipe ceremony um, with their peace pipes, of which the main component of the peace pipe is tobacco. The main component of the peace pipe is tobacco. I'll say it again. The main component of the peace pipe is tobacco. And they did this pipe ceremony with the indigenous tribes of Louisiana. And then the next day was the appearance of the white buffalo. And, the majority of people here in the Americas that share these particular indigenous stories, they know how important and how rare the sighting of the white buffalo is, and it also is the heralding of a particular sign. I believe it was Lakota elders and it was Hopi, and they came over and they connected. You know what I'm saying? These different tribes and incantated this particular ceremony and brought about the white buffalo. So yeah, um, it's very, very again it's currency, it's a transmitting utility, right? And it is uh what they call again the succulent nature of the smoke raises and brings your prayers that much closer to creator, makes his, the way that they tell it in terms of in their narratives, you know what I'm saying, that sweet aroma gets the attention of creator. He's that much more apt to answer your prayers.
yeah, my fault. Had it on mute. Let's get to let's see.
They had some good questions in here.
Yeah, they got a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Well, I gotta get to a super chat first, before anybody. So yeah, gotta show those super chat love. Remember when Panic and Arlene Bay was talking about Beetlejuice is the blue Kachina, the same energy in the Kali Yuga? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, in 2020, and again, shout out to the elder Wayne Chandler. Wayne Chandler also in 2020 was speaking about some prophecies, and he was speaking about the coming pole star, which is King Cepheus, which is King Cepheus is an Ethiopian king whose daughter is Andromeda. It goes into a Greek mythos. We'll get back to that. But Beetlejuice was a red dwarf star in the sign of what they call Orion, the hunter. It was the shoulder of Orion, and this particular star was it was turning red. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna flame out or what have you, and it reversed itself for whatever reason. I don't know what happened in the cosmos with it, but it was supposed to flame out and it didn't flame out. But they were definitely speaking about the blue star Kachina around that time. Farrakhan was speaking about it in 2020 during his Savior's Day speech as well. A lot of people, they were hitting on the blue star Kachina, and that was the year of the Great Conjunction when Jupiter and Saturn formed in the sky on December 21st. Um, and all of these, and I'm saying that these are all like they all coincide with the same aspects of sky prophecies or what have you. And I've heard a lot of other things. People say this could be the blue star and that could be the blue star, but this definitely, takes the cake.
All right, all right.
This particular occurrence, this observation of it best coincides with it.
Hey, Blue, they want to know Are you familiar with Akura? Wayne Chandler was talking about that.
Um, yeah, he said the entity's names were Kuru. I have never heard of that particular name of those particular entities, but I honor, I honor his take. I honor what it was that he came back with, and I'm looking to hear more. I myself do not know anything about that particular species or that civilization, but we definitely need to have a crash conference amongst ourselves where we go into some notes and see what we can come up with, find out who these entities are.
Yeah, yeah. No, we definitely got to do that. Um, let's get to the next question. Okay, off topic. Do you remember being taught our blood was blue until it hits oxygen, then it's red? They are saying that never was true. Question mark.
Yeah. Again, that's that goes to the meaning of what they consider to be blue bloods. It's an alchemical process, and they say that you know the blood is blue in the veins until it hits, and when it hits the oxygen, it turns red. You know, um, and before science was able to either prove or disprove this, because I did a lecture like 3 weeks ago on blue magic, on magic in the Mississippi Delta region, the Mojo bag of Memphis, the Mojo in Memphis, and I
Mm-hmm.
took it all the way up to Memphis and Kemet and the Hecka. So I had to do this deep dive into the color blue and how it ties into divinity. And the color blue was something that they always, um, you know, they always gave that attribute to divinity, specifically it coming out of India, where they said the color blue was somewhat invented because they saying that the color blue does not occur naturally. It came from a dye. It comes from indigo, and it also comes from them crushing up lapis lazuli. Um, so yeah, the when you look at the pantheon of Indian gods or what have you, and they're all colored blue for the most part, that speaks specifically to the nature of the blue blood.
Blue. There was a time. This was like a couple of weeks ago. It might. I think it was at the exact time, Blue, that they said the AI Atlas was behind the sun, and during the evening time, like the sun goes through different colors throughout the
Mhm.
day. And there's a time during the day, like probably 4 or 5, when the sun is like white hot. It's like white, 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 white. It's white. It was so white. You ever looked at a diamond and you see the blue in the diamond, the white? It was
Glimmering.
like that. The sun looked like a diamond, my nigga. Like
Yeah.
it's like my nigga, like and you got like an hour window
Window. Right,
to
right.
see that. If you don't see, probably less, probably half an hour to see that, where it's like so white that it looked blue, just like a diamond, bro. It was that type shit. This was during around that same time, bro. There's some shit going on, Blue.
I read somebody in the chat that they was like, yo, it's like white hot. Like the sun is white hot. The sun is white hot.
Bro,
I haven't been catching it during those times.
gotta
So
use
I'm definitely gonna take your word for it.
it's afternoon time.
Okay.
Afternoon, it's a beautiful thing to look at. Like, woo, like just looking at a diamond in the sky. It's like
Mhm.
looking at a motherfucking diamond in the sky, my brother. Like it's some beautiful shit to look at, man. So yeah, let's just it's important that we all, when we do this, I got one of the best chats in the world. We just all share information with each other, and so we can know what's going on and look into things ourselves. Let's get to another question for my brother Blue. All right. Question: Does the 3-hour Atlas solar flares and Kachina energy increase the piezoelectric crystal power output in our bodies? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, family.
Yes.
I hit that on the head. So again, as I'm explaining this particular visual of, let's take my phone, right? My phone got a black mirror on it. You know what I'm saying? it's absorbing invisible rays that are coming from the solar body or from the solar wind, and it's filling my phone up with data that I don't physically see, right? So my phone got not only just celluloid or this black screen, it also got crystals all through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those crystals are being pressurized by whatever amount of information or data that they're gaining. And I guess that swelling of it is what's creating the phone to be full,
Right.
right? And it's the same thing with our quantum melanin, our quantum covering, that when you absorb energy, right, that your melanin operates in a multiplicity of ways. But the easiest way to explain it is operates like vibranium. So when we see in the Black Panther suit, that's
Literally.
literally how melanin operates. The more pressure that you put on it, right, it creates piezoelectricity and it's able to convert that pressure into quote unquote into light. You know what I'm saying? And it exerts and pushes that pressure back. And I experienced it in the gym. You know, like when I'm lifting weight that's just regular, I might struggle. But when I go and put extra weight on it, that's when my melanin reacts.
Woo.
And that's when it's light. So it's pressure. And then there's gauges of pressure, just like there's gauges of stress that work for us, and then there's amounts that work against us. So when we put ourselves, when we're pressurized people, once again, and this is just us able to gauge, regardless of whether they sold us a false narrative, because we definitely know that they did, and it's a lot of confusion involved. But we know at the late 1800s and the early 1900s, we was doing extraordinary shit.
Yeah.
To this day, I can't seem to explain how they was
Facts.
putting over all them inventions, because I'm just like, where did they get the resources from? And where did they have the wherewithal to be like, I'm gonna follow through with this thought? This thought, F what anybody's saying, it might get stolen. They might see me as you know what I mean? They still carry that thought through. So think about how many people abandoned the thought, halfway did it, right? If all of them got through the gate, how many other stuff was left on the editing floor? So it be them periods and times when they be like, we was at our lowest, we did some of the most extraordinary ish under the most pressure. When we look at these ancestors and these elders, and they was up against insurmountable amount of quote unquote stress factors, and they was rising to the occasion, right? They melanin was activating.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? And in the gym, when you put a certain amount of stress on your skeletal structure, your because your skeletal structures is just like granite, just like that mountain. When we jumping on that crystal mountain, we're creating sparks of light that we can't see, bioluminescence. And then you are creating bioluminescence that's coming from your physical. Science just came out the other day and said that you emit a light when you transition, right? But you definitely emit a light while you're here. But when you put more pressure on it, then it is able to release even more light. Now, too much pressure and it might crush you. Too much stress, right? Where oxidative stress is what's killing, is unaliving us or shortening our telomeres. You don't want oxidative stress. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance. Once again, we got to find that balance.
All right. Did three Atlas? Somebody asked where's the link for cigars. I just posted it. Did three Atlas cause the solar flares, Blue? That's what they want to know.
I definitely think that it's not a coincidence that we see increased amounts of solar flares, and not just the solar flares. They're showing the hole in the sun 35 times the size of the Earth.
Woo,
And I remember we did a show on that about 2 years ago around this time. I think it was like in December when it looked like we could fit a Scorpio in it. Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, with the black.
So
Yep,
yeah, it happens, but
that was a
it
good show.
it's definitely happening now. And then they're not speaking about the third, they found another, there was a comet in between Earth and 3i Atlas when it came from in between from behind the sun, but it disintegrated. It was called Borisov or one of them. Shout out to Billy Carson. I seen he did an amazing breakdown on it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, there was another there was another entity, if you will, that had popped up out of nowhere and showed up in between that. And I think that yeah, a lot of that is accounting for accelerated activation. And we're in a solar maximum, so the sun technically is supposed to be doing the most around this time, and is giving, is doing the most. You know what I'm saying? Them solar flares are unprecedented. They're seeing northern lights all the way down here in Georgia, places that they've never seen it.
It's
The light,
amazing. Yeah.
sky's lit. Yeah, sky's lit.
What's interesting, Blue? We did a show 2 years ago, and I was like, "Yo, I want to see the Northern Lights." We was like, "Yo, we need to take a trip to Iceland," and now the Northern Lights is over here. I didn't see it in Georgia. I actually went out last night.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but people are saying they seen it in Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
People said they've seen it. I haven't personally seen it myself, but I'm seeing videos, and they're in Missouri. You know, they're in places that they've never seen it, and they're seeing it. But there's more coming in the next night or two. So I think these are the amazing times that we're in, and if nothing else, man, we just get to marvel at the magnificence of this magnanimous, amazing universe that we're part of. And I think I feel that the more people gonna look to the skies. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that less people are gonna be on phones or their devices or what have you, but we're moving into them days where people are gonna be able to break away from like all out addiction to them devices, to look into the sky and have an appreciation.
Yo, Blue, this is my prediction. So the timeline split is how you're going to be able to tell. It's going to be the people who still on the main social media sites versus the people who form private communities. It's going to be Blue. It's going to be the rise of private communities. Right now, this next era we're going into, because I was this whole during the we was talking about the AI thing. I was telling Red about the signal versus noise ratio that Steve Jobs used to talk about that, and he was like, "You got to get rid of the noise, and it has to be." What'd you say, Blue?
Tell me about it.
So in life, you have signals and you have noise. For whatever reason, we have noise is like the static. You know, when you change in radio stations and you hear the static, that's noise. That's all the discomfort. That's the anxiety. That's the what we feel when we at the jobs. That's what we feel when we watch TV, the news, all these negative images of ourselves. That's all the noise that we hear. We don't know it's noise because we're not looking at it from a sound perspective. But from a sound perspective, it's noise in our body. Since our body is noise and vibration, it says that it's interpreted it as noise. It's like the most unpleasurable thing in the world to our body. So what we have to do is we have to find a way to have more signal than noise. Right now, it's more noise than signal. Signal is what you resonate with, who you are, who your higher self is, things that empower you. So we're not going to get that on social media. The way they design the algorithm is very tricky. It's beyond the reticular activating system. I know a lot of people like to compare it to that. It's beyond that. It's very tricky. So what we have to do, Blue, is form our own private communities. And I see everybody's doing that. Me and KT's been doing that when we do our fast. Me and Billy did that. Me and Red just did that with the AI. So we're going to see a lot of private communities over here, and we're going to see social media over here. Private communities are going to get busy. I think the people who are part of the private, and it doesn't have to be particularly my private community, but just people who are part of a private online community, you're going to see them forming things because the social media is bots, nigga. You're talking to bots. You're arguing with bots most of the time. If not bots, miserable people who damn near are like bots. They might as well be bots.
They might as well. They're botted. They're botted.
They're botted. So bots and people who are botted. So listen, man, you're gonna see that on social media, Blue. You're gonna see that.
I would like to participate I want to come back and speak about forming a farmy.
What's that? What's that, Blue? What the fuck is that?
A farmy
Part of my
is
language.
is an army that farms, right? An
Blue.
army of farmers, a farmy. So a privatized community where I'm gonna be growing a bunch of stuff, microgreens, medicinal mushrooms. I didn't say nothing about magic. I'm speaking about stuff that we can actually eat. Um, all of the provisional foods, the kale, potatoes. I got these potato bags. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that we can seedlings we could grow right in the crib, and then show people urban culture and permaculture. That if you live in if you live in the peas, if you live in an apartment, you can still grow food. You know what I'm saying? You could grow food right in your crib. You know what I mean?
Yo.
And then we create these networks up and down these corridors where we're sharing food. We're bringing food to places where there's food deserts. Shout out to Mama Pill. She seen a show that me and Red did, and she called and she wanted us to remind the family about farmers markets. Farmers markets is still accessible. If you do get SNAP benefits, farmers markets will go dollar for dollar for you. So let's say you got $100 in SNAP, the farmers markets will give you a $200 token credit and allow you to go and do your thing. You can buy $200 worth of food. You know what I'm saying? She was speaking about, taking it back to the old school when people used to preserve their stuff in Mason Dixon jars. They used to make their own jam. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the home remedies that need to be made and put in the cupboard and on the shelf, just in case you don't got that extra bread for the healthcare system. You know what I mean? And they fleecing you with these premiums. So it's really time to do for self, and that will vicariously push us back to the earth, and then the earth is gonna get the signal,
Mm,
right?
mm,
The
mm.
earth is gonna get the signal
Not the
because
noise. Not
because
the noise, Blue. The
the noise is us being distracted, and we're so caught up in the noise that we're leaving Mama alone, and she's shivering like, man, where's my love at? I'm not getting the signals of love. I know what love look like. I know what it feel like. I know I'm not getting those signals. So therefore, I'm gonna grow cold. Therefore, I'm gonna stop giving. You don't want Mama to get mad. So
and Blue. Hold up. That's what this fifth world.
yes,
And I know I love The Secret, the documentary The Secret and the Law of Attraction.
yes,
The new world is more about sending a signal and less about attracting. We've been trying to attract. I want to attract a husband. I want to attract a wife. I want to attract money. Now it's about sending a signal. We have to be more focused on the signal more so than the attraction factor. So
right.
the signal is the most important thing in the new paradigm. And let me just say this, Blue. And I talked to you about this. I'm in contact with one of the biggest black farmers in the world. I was supposed to do this big farm thing this year, but it got delayed. I actually was supposed to put a farm in my backyard, and they
Mhm.
told me they was giving me problems with my septic tank. The Gwinnett County was giving problems with my septic tank,
Got
and
a
they were like,
solution for you.
"Yeah, okay, I'm gonna talk to you about that." Yeah, they was giving me problems with my septic tank, and it was like, yeah, because I had this big layout, and they was like, "Nah, you can't do that," and I'm like, "Oh shit." And I'm just like, I gotta invest in, and I started investing. I got apps on the way and other things that I invested in, but the farm is the future. So we're gonna hit them with from every angle, Blue. Family, shout out to Eugene. Grow where you are. There's a whole movement happening with black farming in general. If you're a white farmer watching the show and you can help, we appreciate and we love you. But farming and growing your own food, because right now these corporations, man, they on some other shit, family. So just be prepared for that whole movement. It's gonna be something like you never seen before. Whew.
Yeah, I feel for the farmers. My heart is with y'all. Whoever you are, wherever you're at, you know what I'm saying? We need to tap in with our farmers. We need to tap in with our farmers. We need to uplift our farmers. Again, we need to value our farmers. We need to value those things on the planet that we have taken for granted because we have been following the noise so much. And the noise is the commercials, the noise is the ultra process, the noise is the stuff that they make so much noise about for you to
Whew.
go get it.
The noise they make so much noise about. I like that, Blue. I like that because that's facts. That's
So, right, whereas nature's subtle, whereas the solution is silent, because silence is golden. So nature don't gotta over promote herself. She like, I'm popping. What's up? And it's a reason in the season. I ain't gonna be here forever.
Blue's this nigga spins poetry and all types. Blue, what's up? It's the hat. I think the hat is magical because Blue been spitting for
We,
an hour and 40 minutes straight fire.
pause, right?
I
Got
think it's the
pause
hat.
out. There's pause on his pause now.
Blue, you been on fire tonight, my brother. I just wanted to tell you that you've been on
It's
fire.
the last night of my 40th.
I dang yeah, you've been on
My
fire.
49th, bro. My 40s is finna be over, and I'm about to be 50. I'm called upon to be a different version of myself when I cross the threshold, right? And I got to do this for the young brothers in the audience. It's like, what's it gonna look like, Unc? Like, I'm gonna put on. So my biological age, according to this app, I'm 40, and my
Oh,
biological age, but my chronological age, I've been here 50 years on the planet, but my body biologically, because I be doing the wall stands too, right?
there you go. Oh shit,
So my
Blue. Come on.
yeah,
Give
I'm
me a minute on it.
activating
Come on,
my
Blue.
time. Hold on,
Give me a minute on it, Blue. Come on, nigga. Fuck
hold
out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga.
on now.
We gotta hold up. Oh man.
Like he said, man, and you get to that place, and it's a peace. You get to that peace. You feel me?
Let me just put the minute thing on, Blue. Hold
That's the signal versus the noise,
on.
because this is a great way to get to the signal and the noise, family. You are fighting the noise. That noise in your head is like, oh, her, shut up. The signal to tell you when it's time. This is how you push the noise out.
Indeed. Blue. Oh,
Ah, signal versus the noise, man.
No, Blue, why? Blue, because that felt so incredible, so good right now. But I still procrastinate on doing it. And when I procrastinate on doing it, I say to myself, Blue, I say, why do I procrastinate on things that feel so good? If your body wants to feel good, and I love after I do that, I'd be like, oh shit, I feel strong, I feel rejuvenated,
Feel
I feel
ready.
full. And I'm like, well, why would I not do that more often? I don't get it, Blue. It makes me
Oh,
feel good, but I still sometimes in my mind I still tell myself I don't have time for it. That's
yeah.
that's like I'm working on that. Like I'm
Um,
like, nigga, you
yeah.
say you want to feel good, do things that make you feel good more often. I don't know, bro.
Right.
I'm just
So
venting right now. I'm just venting
no,
right now.
no, I'm saying these
Venting right now.
these are the questions that
I
are the
wanna.
questions, because you're not speaking for yourself. You are speaking echoes that everybody who has been on that wall had to get through. You understand? You're not by yourself with that. You have to make time to take time. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes, like, I'll bring these down every day, and I only get to do, and they're right here. I'm like, you finna be on a computer, and I'm not being as active as I like, because I'm on a computer for a few hours. So I'm like, all right, I got something here to get my workout in, and I don't find time for it every day. know what I'm saying? And like you, I feel bad about it because I'm like, it would only take 2 or 3 minutes out of my day. How could I not find time to do that?
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know, if I had a specified time, right, carved out, just like, yo, every day at 11:11, I'm gonna do this, bar none. And if I don't, I'll have a makeup time. And then I have something on the wall where I gotta write down that I did it. So you have to find things that's going to keep you consistent. It's about consistency. Once you do it 3 days in a row, you're not gonna not do it. But that first 3 days, they say the heaviest weight in the gym is the front door.
Front door.
That.
That's deep.
Heaviest weight in the gym is the front door.
That's deep.
Right? Because it's so hard for people to actually get up and go. Once you get in there, everything else is, you know, it'll work itself out. But actually getting there is not the easiest of things. But then we, you know, and it's the same thing. You know, for us, the front door will be the wall. Just got to make time to do it and stick to that time. I think the randomness of you feeling, oh, I'm gonna do it today. That today is all day. So if you don't specify what time today, then we're gonna keep kicking the can down the road.
Stick to the plan, not the mood.
Stick to the plan, not the mood.
Love it. Love it.
And I'm you know, I'm looking at somebody who I was super inspired, but I was having this conversation with myself in my head. And I was like, damn, like, what can be, you know, there's other things that I'm still working on in my relationship. But the fact that this young lady wakes up, the fact that this young lady goes to sleep at a particular decent time and allows that level of peace to be established, that we're able to get up and be consistent with this regimen, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
That's beyond amazing. That's beautiful, and that's a blueprint for a lot of us. And I want to give a shout out to what you and Blue Dream is doing. Blue, as we wrap up this show, please leave your contact info. I know I'm gonna film. I'm gonna see you on Saturday in New York. I'm getting ready to go to New York, family, for the weekend, and I'm gonna get up with Blue Pill. We're gonna do a quick video while we out there in New York. But let the people know how they can get in contact with you, brother.
First and foremost, shout out to my brother King Simon.
Yeah.
We will be with our brother King Simon on Saturday and Sunday. This brother has been an integral part of our journey, and I will be joined by another integral part of our journey, Abundance Child. So Friday and Saturday, and at Nicholas Brooklyn, which has been another instrumental, integral part of our journey, we will be at Nicholas Brooklyn. I'm sure that the brother has shared the links for the quote unquote Eventbrite. If you want to show some birthday, some born day love for our 50th or for my 50th, the Cash App is $ Miss Harvey 917. That's Blue's Cash App because they kicked me off of Cash App for some reason.
Yeah, Cash. I don't really. Yeah.
You feel me? And Red has a album listening tomorrow, 50 for 50 album listening event that he's having at 640 Evans Street, which is in the west end of Atlanta. Right, so you can tap in with him about that. Other than that, y'all can find me on IG at Blue Pillar 44 or the Yap It app. I believe that I'm Blue Pillar 44 over there on X, TikTok, and Blue Pillar 44 at Gmail. CosmicDust.com if you want to cop something for the born day. CosmicDust.com, and of course Goldwater.com. I'm looking for my goal. I don't know where it's at, but yeah, Goldwater.com. GOLDEWES. No. GOLDEWATER. Somebody wrote West End, and I'm picking up.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, you did a Blue. We gotta talk about. I want to talk to you about off camera on Saturday when I see you, my brother, in New York.
Yes, sir.
What collectively can we do in Arizona, Sedona or Arizona? I know you talk about these my spirit has been calling me there. It's been calling me to Mount Shasta. It's been calling me to Kemet. It 4 places. Let me tell you something. So, well, a lot of places. I could go on and on. Shit, my spirit's been calling me to South Africa. I want to go to South
Hey,
Africa. That's that my spirit. I feel really connected to South Africa,
hey.
Mexico, Arizona, uh, Mount Shasta, Niagara Falls in Canada, Iceland. Uh, I'm trying to think where else. Those are like some main places that my spirit is like calling me to. But in terms of Arizona, Blue, I want to talk to you about possibly setting something up
Oh,
next year
oh
for the
yeah. So
family.
I had started and I didn't get to finish my qualification. Let me get this one off real quick.
Yes, please do, please do.
Um, Again, Atlanta's on the 33rd parallel, right? Arizona's on the 33rd parallel, right? The capital of Arizona is Phoenix. The capital of Georgia is Atlanta. They both share the Phoenix motif, right? Sitting on the 33rd. And again, I've told the story. I took a flight from Phoenix and I left at midnight. And by the time I got to Atlanta, it was 6 a.m., but I was only in the air for 3 hours, right? So it's 33 on the 33rd, and then you save and lose 3 hours. So it's like 33rd and the third type ish. Both of them have red clay. Both of them have mountains, and Arizona's on mountain time, so it's the only place that the time don't change. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
Um, Arizona is like a crystal, like if we felt the energy of Crystal Mountain when we got on that grid, that the state of Arizona is like that. The whole floor is like quartz. So I'm standing on that ground and I'm feeling like I'm on boomies and I'm not on boomies. Like I'm magnified in a way. I'm a whole different blue when I'm at AZ because I'm so tapped in that it don't make no sense. And I'm just active. I'm excited about life. I'm like my mind is operating, my quantum computer, my motherboard is just activated because of the quartz already. So that's the reason why the majority of the tech firms are in Arizona because of that quartz crystal bed. It's resonance already, just the physical nature of it, just the
Yeah.
location of it. And then it's the Sun Valley. So when the sun hit, it's totally different. But that red clay in them open skies, and then we can just go to different reservations and sit with some of these indigenous elders and hear these narratives directly from them. Um, it's an amazing place. It's just so beautiful and peaceful. And I wish I wish we had a melanated colony out there because that's always our people's stuff that they like, yo, I'm out here by myself. I wish it was more of us. Yo, this is where we need to be. I'm like, how can some place that turns 115 degrees be populated by retired Europeans?
Amazing, right?
Like
Wow.
Florida. I'm like, how can they stand
Amazing.
it and you ain't there too? Like we gotta be there to receive these downloads. And then they explained to me the science of the desert. The desert is very scorpionic because it's about transformation. The desert is all about transformation. So when you get out there, you transform. You transform. You know what I'm saying? You can't help but transform. But when I'm out there, I transform into a whole nother entity. Yeah, I get my fox out. And
Yeah.
so the way that we pronounce, I also want to pronounce there's an actual Hopi word for the blue star Kachina, and it's Sakwasoho.
Mhm.
Sakwasoho. Sakwasoho. No, Sakwasohu. Sakwasohu. And it's a beautiful language. And I also remind people, like, one of the main motifs that the Hopi utilize is a dude playing the flute, and they call it Coco Pelli. You know what I'm saying? And Coco Pelli got the dreads in his head. And Coco Pelli looks very familiar to motifs that you find in West Africa, you know,
Mm,
in the Mali in particular.
mm,
So in the
mm,
Hopi tell you in their ancient narrative and mythos that they have a connection with the Dogon. You know what I mean? These are these ancient, shout out to Rod Hayes when he talk about them portals and the
mm.
canyons, how you can go from
One
step
place. Yeah.
go from one continent to the next. And our concept of distance wasn't the same as these ancestral travelers.
Mm, mm. Yo,
Bro,
listen. Speaking of the portals, Blue, we take for granted who we were and who we are and the powers that we possess and what we were able to do. What we did tonight, Blue. Listen, it's been consistent with the 3 Eye Atlas lately, right? If there's a huge spike, if there's a huge like 3 Eye Atlas just did this. Remember what we did tonight, y'all. I just want to record this right now. Right now, it's been like pretty consistent with. If there's something absolutely astonishing that happens in the next 5 to 7 days,
yeah,
5 to 7 days, nigga, with 3 Eye Atlas.
yeah, say it.
Y'all know where you heard it first. 363. Empire
Yeah,
Blue Pill.
I need you to
The
have
Blue
that energy
Star.
because,
I'm
like I
here
said,
live with the Blue Star and Radiohead Rich. You know what I mean? Don't be surprised. 5 to 7 days.
signals versus noise.
Yeah.
So he's Radiohead because he picks up on signals, right? Allow me to say, like, if I had my afro out, I would say, okay, those are my antennas. I pick up on the free, like my afro's like a lavalier, right? How you got a microphone and they can amplify the voice and pick up clean signals.
Yeah.
So when he comes up with these dates, in particular, when we came up with this latest excursion that we did to Crystal Mountain, we had one date. Then
Yeah.
he came with another date.
Yeah.
And he said that he picked it up as a signal, right? We don't even ask twice when bro comes with the signal because he ain't been wrong yet, right? So we follow through with that, and the people show up, cause a traffic jam, 6 a.m., right? Amazing showing,
That was amazing.
right? And I want y'all to understand because
Oh my god.
y'all are in here. Y'all, the people are in the building, in this chat was physically there as well. Y'all feet touched that mountain.
Yeah.
We had an ensemble of all-stars from this platform, right? Shout out to everybody who participated and attended. I want y'all to see yourselves though, right? I want y'all to see yourselves, right? As we move into these tumultuous, turbulent, but transformative times, right? I want you to take stock in the true nature of your divine beings and know that your narrative is so much more larger than, the credit that we give ourselves. We showed up on that mountain. Like I said, the meteorite showed up 2 days prior. You know what I'm saying? And 2 to 3 days after that, you get 3 Eye Atlas. You can't spell Atlas without ATL. Now you ask the elder, what was the quote unquote, what do you think the chances are that they would name this thing this and it would coincide directly with giving us what we need in order to see it for what it is? 3 Eye Atlas, right? Atlas being the king of the mountain or the king of the quote unquote Atlas Mountains from Morocco, the king of Mauritania. You feel me? And then it's mostly composed of nickel, right? So I went and I looked up the etymology of nickel. The etymology of nickel came back and they said, oh, it comes from old Nick. So I'm like, and it's just supposed to show up on Christmas?
And you know they say Black Santa's everywhere this year. They saying what
Well,
everybody
yeah, we
on
taking that back,
TikTok is saying why is Black Santa everywhere this year?
right? Could be taking that back because the original Saint Nicholas or Claus and all of that, that's a melanated Moor. And
Yeah.
again, these people just lying to you and they cosplaying and they want to be you so bad that they got to force themselves in your narrative. And I think that in the next few days, all the lies gonna come, the roof gonna come flying off, and Pandora's box gonna open, and truth bombs just gonna hit them left and right. And the only thing that's gonna be left standing is us as a people ready to do the restorative repair to this planet and this plane of existence. And once Mama hears them signals, then the dawning of this fifth new and perfect world is gonna be upon us. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be food everywhere.
Thank you, my brother. What's your contact info, Blue?
$ Miss Harvey 917. You need me to write it out?
Oh, well, we could put that in the cat. I could put that in the hold up.
Yeah.
Cash App. $ Miss is MS
Yes.
HRV HRVEY.
917, like your born day.
That's it.
Mhm.
Show love to Blue Pillar on the Cash App. Yeah.
And nickel, they said the nickel comes from copper tone. Etymology wise, they're saying that the word nickel comes from like pumpernickel, which ties it back to copper and copper. I'm just like I said, I'm just here, and King Atlas is the king of Atlantis, bro. That's the last part that I forgot. Google it. King Atlas, who's the king of Mauritania, where Mount Atlas mountains come from, is also the king of Atlantis. He's the Atlantean of Atlanteans. So again, you can't spell Atlas without ATL. Atlanta is Atlantis. In the minute that they open their mouths and said something, everything has been going haywire ever since. For them, everything has been coming apart for them. And don't let me start pointing out the receipts and being, you know what I'm saying? But trust me when I tell you, they thing has been going not the way that they have wanted ever since they have attempted to make mockery of something that we did in the purest of intentions. So, yes, like AA told you, amongst the Titans, amongst the Titans. We this whole different conversation. We on the Mount Olympus. Look, man, own this ish, y'all. Own it, own the narrative, even if it's in your imaginarium. So what? They run this whole entire planet off of an artificial image, man, a fairy tale. Why you can't have an imagination and an imaginarium, especially if you know you got receipts and all of the points is hitting. Why think so small of yourself? We are the stewards of this planet, and the galaxy is waiting for us.
Stewardship. Yeah, stewards. Yeah, you're right.
Man, I love it here. Thank you for the opportunity. I love you, bro. Yeah, man, I got an hour left of being 40. So
yo, he blew up on the 50 birthday. Showed him some love. Cash App right here. He got a new Cash App. That's his lady's cat. Show Blue that 50th love. $ Miss Harvey 917 Blue Pill. I'm gonna be going live with Blue on Saturday. I'm gonna be in New York. So we're gonna be hitting up the studio. So I'm gonna go live with him for a second in New York on Saturday. But Blue, thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you. Shout out to King Simon. Again, we will see y'all in Brooklyn at Nicholas. Shout out to Red as well. Shout out to the entire ATL family. Look, shout out to Mama Pill.
Shout out to Mama Pill.
It's her born day. It's our solar return. We was actually born on a Friday. So this comes full circle on the 50th. But give it up to Mama Pill. She pushed 2 of us out. You know what I'm saying? And held it down.
Amazing.
50 years ago. And she's still out here, you know, legendary-ish. You know what I'm saying? Looking to contribute
looking great. A healer
and a helper. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of the helpers out there. You feel me? This is y'all time.
It is. It is.
This is y'all time. I love it, y'all. Peace.
Thank you, my brother Blue. All right. Family, I think I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. I'm gonna be headed to New York during the weekend. So I'm gonna be doing a live with Blue in New York. You know, shout out to King Simon. I think King Simon is already in New York. They're gonna be at Nicholas Brooklyn on Sunday. I'm not gonna be able to make the event on Sunday. I'm gonna be going by Sunday. It's gonna be. I'm just gonna be in. I'm gonna be in and out in New York. Yeah, but I might stop by. I might stop by Nicholas on Saturday afternoon. I might stop by, say what's up to everybody out there. You know, absolutely magnificent show tonight, though. I want us to be on a whole different schedule, a whole different timeline from the masses. So if you see Brother Rich smoking a cigar, and it's Tuesday, November 3rd, everybody's getting ready for work, right? And it's like, their whole thing is, why celebrate? They tell you, well, you wait till Friday to celebrate. You wait till Saturday to smoke that cigar. But what if I want to smoke that cigar on Tuesday at 11:12 p.m.? Am I not allowed to? Do I have to wait till Friday? I want us to erase all the programming. They tell us what to do, when to do, and how to do it. I don't want to wait till Friday. You know, they'd be like, it's Friday night and the mood is right. Go to have some fun, show it how you was done, TG. I'm old enough to remember TGIF on TV. I'm old enough to remember that. TGIF on TV. Let me fix my gold. I'm old enough to remember that. But we gotta celebrate when we want to celebrate. And tonight I want to celebrate. Tonight I felt like celebrating because of the conversation, Blue Pill, and what we're talking about. I feel as though what's going on pertains to us, and I feel as though it's prophetic times that we are living in, and it's amazing times that we are living in. It's a paradigm shift, and I feel like it's gonna be. I was born to be in this time, so I felt like y'all was born to be in this time, and that's why y'all watching me live now at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. So shout out to all of y'all. Everybody who want a cigar, I'm gonna share the link again. If you would like a cigar, I'm building an empire. Like I said, we're building, like behind the scenes, we are building so many. Somebody asked me earlier. Let me just get to this comment. Somebody asked me, where is it at? Somebody said, Rich, when are we doing the next private community Discord for ham radios and radionics? See, the thing is, I'm building apps. I'm building my own community for these things. Even if I start out with Discord is 100% white, and there's nothing wrong with that for them. But we have to have our own communities. Every group should have their own communities. Any group who tells you shouldn't, they don't have your best interests at heart. The Chinese has their own builds their own things. Whoever, the Hispanics or whoever builds their own communities, whether it's digitally or whether it's in real life. And I want to build my own version of Discord. I want to build my own community. You know what I'm saying? So although I might start out on Discord, I still have somebody behind the scenes right now working on several things. Actually, the brother Original Black God, if you was a part of the AI workshop, the brother who did the finale, the conclusion of the workshop, and whoever was a part of it, no, he did an amazing job. He's actually working on my apps right now, and I got some apps that I'm working on right now. So, and everybody who paid for the AI workshop is going to be automatically added to the radionics private community. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. But family, I cannot stress enough. I done smoked the whole cigar in front of y'all. Yeah, we've been on here for 2 hours. I done smoked the whole cigar. You'll see I'm down to the end, right? I done smoked the whole cigar in front of y'all. Y'all can't say, and you'll see I ain't bug out or I ain't pass out. It ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like that. Somebody said, can we buy the last event now? Yeah, you can. I'm trying to think. I'll share a link tomorrow for that. I'm not sharing a link right now. I'll share a link tomorrow for that. Right now, anybody who want to get a link for who wanna send a donation for the cigars, the donation link is right there. But yeah, there's too much noise on social media. Too much noise. We've tried it. It was an experiment. Whatever. It's dope, but social media has too much noise. Somebody said, "Yeah, brother Rich feeling nice." Yeah, brother Rich. Yeah. I don't smoke the whole cigar. I don't. It does leave you feeling nice. It definitely does. Definitely does. But oh man, what I mean, wow, what a show tonight with Blue Pill and the Blue Star Kachina and the prophecies that's taking place in the Hopi. And I hope all of us should do the wall joint. Shout out to Wayne Chandler who brought that to our attention. But everybody, and I'm gonna bring him on my Patreon, but everybody every day should at least do 2 minutes. One during the morning time, one during the nighttime of just your back up against the wall, sitting position. We all should do that. We all should do that. We all should do that. You know what I mean? It really it changes when you change your nervous system, you change everything. And it change like a lot of times the problem is our nervous system is in fight or flight and it's in the fight mode because of society and all the stresses. So, you know, when we do that position right there, we let our nervous system know that we're safe. It's calm. It's okay. It's a right to relax. It's a right to expand. And it's a right to focus on ESP, extrasensory perceptions. Because you got to understand, family, there's no need to focus on extrasensory perceptions or ESP if you have to run from a goddamn tiger in the woods. If you got to run from a tiger, all that shit don't make sense. Nigga, you got to run. But the way they have society set up is that we're always on the run. So our nervous system always thinks there's a tiger lurking 30 feet in front of us. So therefore, we never tap into that. So when we relax and we meditate, we tell our nervous system, it is okay. Yes, I'm safe. Once you tell your nervous system, I'm safe, your nervous system is okay. All right. Okay. Maybe it's time to tap into this or tap into that. So it's a beautiful thing. With that being said, I'm about to get out of here. Family, once again, I appreciate y'all. Once again, if you have not already, the talk of the town is the cigars. Make sure you donate to the 363 Empire. Get your cigar. I love to hear the testimony. I got to start collecting. I got so many testimonials from B-Dale. I got testimonials from the speakers. I need to collect testimonials from the people, from the average people. So I got to figure out a way to get testimonials from y'all. I really do. I got to get some testimonials from y'all. Anybody want to give a testimonial real quick before I get out of here? Anybody want to give a testimonial real quick? I ain't going to wait too long, but I just want to see if anybody, but I want to get video testimonials like, because I get like, this is like, I've been in a whole nother vibe. You know what it's been, family? I'm gonna tell you what it's been like for me. With the vibe I've been on with the cigars, it's almost like I've been preparing for the next 5 years. I've been getting so many things for prepare for the next 5. So it wasn't about my downloads. Wasn't about this year. It was about the next 5 years, and I can appreciate that. Sometime when I get downloads, it be about the Pacific year I'm in. But the downloads I've been getting, it was necessary. Like I fell back a lot this year with videos, the amount that I did this year in comparison to 2 years ago. So it was mainly about preparation and gearing myself up for the next 5 years. That's how it's been for me. What up, though? Fresh said, I haven't lit my cigar yet. Yeah. Whenever you get a chance to, let me know, my brother. Yeah, no. Okay, this out. Yeah, pay attention to your dreams tonight. Yeah. Especially after the show. Yeah. And anybody who hasn't received their cigars, I shared my email earlier. If you have not received your cigars yet, hit up that email. Let me know, and you can send me your transaction number, and me and the team will see exactly what's going on. All right. So if you have not received it yet, just hit up that email, and somebody will contact you in 24, 48 hours about whatever. Somebody said radio cigars are next level, makes it hard to purchase store-bought cigars after the like after that, and you buy a cigar from the store, it's a whole different experience. You coughing, and this is nature. This is I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. This is like a whole this is purely spiritual. Purely, and like I said, it's not about smoking this. You could just light it. It could be an incense. It could be incense. So shout out to everybody. Yeah, shout out to everybody. But yeah, I need to get more testimonials. I definitely need to get somebody said I will be getting one for migraines. Yeah. I've heard people say that. I've heard people say that about the migraines. Yeah. And like I said, if you haven't real talk about the dreams, good luck. Oh yeah. Somebody says, so are you still sending people that took course a cigar? I never told people who took the course I would send them a cigar. That's number one. There were other things offered. The only thing offered, I told them that I'm going to start a radionics course. But yeah, there was never ever. I would love for you to send me a video. I would love for you to send me a video. I would absolutely love it because I know it doesn't exist. And I don't know if I'm misinterpreting your comment or question where I said anybody who took the course, I would send them a cigar. I would absolutely love for you to send me that. I would love for you to send me that. Never said that. But I did tell everybody who took a course, I'm going to start the radionics. And like I said about 10 minutes ago, I'm building an app on that. And like I said, anybody who signed up for the AI course will be automatically added to that. So that's something that's being built by an amazing program, an amazing app developer. And we're using AI to build it as well. So yeah, stay on the lookout for that. All right. Yeah. Here, somebody said, correct. There was no promise of a cigar. Yeah, I don't know where they get that from. Did nobody? I ain't never promised a cigar. What the hell? Shit, I ain't never promised no shit like that. That's some crazy shit. Yeah, I ain't never promised that. Thank you, so reasons. I ain't never promised nothing like that. Also, one of the things I told the people who took the AI course is if you develop an app, I would share your app on a platform. So if you did take the AI course and you develop an app, even if it's a year from now, I will notify my audience. I will put up a post, share a commercial, whatever, about your app. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I will. Yeah. Yeah. I will share the people who took the course. I'm looking out. Even if I just say the name, it doesn't have to be a video. I will somehow, some form or fashion, I will say what your business, whatever it is you develop as a result of that. Somebody say, "Can I buy the course?" Yeah, I'll share that information tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I'll share that information tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, family. I appreciate everybody's support, everybody watching. The course was the next level. Somebody said, "Take the course." It was the next level. The course was the next level. It was amazing. I'm celebrating. I'm happy, family. It's been a great day. You gotta understand. This is what you gotta understand from this, and I want to say this before we get out of here. You communicate with the quantum field through your emotions, and that's why the media, all the media is about, is controlling your emotions. So we have to take back control over our emotions with our own media. With our own media. Somebody said $30 for cigar. Yeah, well, the donation. Once you donate 30 or more, you're guaranteed a cigar. Yes, yes, yes. You donate 30 or more, I will ship you out. Make sure you leave the proper address, because some people, that's an issue with the address. Just make sure you leave your proper address, and you're guaranteed a gift. I'm sending out gifts for those who are helping me build the empire in my community. We're gonna do things. We're gonna do things like I'm talking to Blue Pill about going to Arizona and setting something up big in Arizona. Things like that. But we're gonna do something big next year. We're gonna do something big next year. We're gonna do something big in 2027. Yeah, we're gonna do something big. Yeah. All right, I'm getting out of here, family. I appreciate you. Yo, hold up. Yo, Slimmer Your Bay, we love and appreciate you ready and your daughter going live. Yo, my daughter went live. I'm glad. Yo, why nobody ain't calling me? Out of everybody, why is somebody ain't saying, yo, your daughter's live right now? Yo, King Simon, what? Is he still here? King, why you ain't telling me my daughter went live on her own? My daughter went live on her own. I didn't find out till like a half an hour later. And I'm like, I told my girl, I said, yo, did Maylee go live? I said, oh shit. I watched the video. I said, oh, yo, how did she? You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. If she sees red, she just pushes the red. So anytime if you're a content creator, the red button is the live button. The red button is always live. So she just pushes red. So if I'm talking to my girl on the phone, she'll hang up the phone because she's the end. The red button is end. It says on an iPhone, it says end, but it's in red. So she'll just push the red button, but she recognizes red. So she just loves pressing the red. Whatever's red, she pushes the red. So whether it's hang up the phone or go live, she pushes the red. So somehow, some way, what King Simon said, he said, I didn't know I came on after. King, nobody even told me, bro. Like, thank you, Slimmer Your Babe. Was like, yo, your daughter. Like, I'm like, yo. Oh man, but that was funny. That was hilarious. But yeah, she just presses the red button. She's not even a year old yet, but she recognizes red. So she just always presses red. So she went live. We in a room, and thank God, shit, I'm probably in my boxes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that's all she got. You know what? I always wonder. I be watching celebrities sometimes. I be like, They did that on purpose. They did that on purpose. Now I'm like, oh shit, maybe they didn't do that on purpose because I'm like, my daughter went live and it wasn't on purpose. Oh man, but that was hilarious. Like how she went live, I do not know. I do not know how she followed all them steps, but she did it. Somebody said I caught that live. Yo ain't shit. Yo will tell me I'm late on the cigars. Y'all niggas will email me in the live and be like, Rich, it's been 2 weeks with my cigar. But nobody tells me, Rich, your daughter went live. Y'all niggas ain't shit, man. I swear to God. I swear to God, y'all ain't shit. Y'all tell me about a cigar. Y'all tell me my 11-month-old daughter. Thank you, Slimmer Yo, babe. Thank you. Woo! Shout out to my daughter, man. She's too smart. She's so smart. Not too smart. She's intelligent, very advanced. That was a good laugh. Great laugh. Man. Let me get out of here. Let me see what's up. But yeah, everybody, like I said, once again, let me share this email one more time. Before I get out of here, if you did not receive your cigar and you ordered it, email me right here, richandmarried@yahoo.com, and me and my team will look into it and we'll take care of you. A lot of people ordered cigars in the last month, like a lot of people. I'm talking about a lot of people. So I'm very thankful. Yeah, shit. Let me oh man. I got the rod. Hey, let me show y'all. This is the let me show y'all something. Real before I get out of here. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. These are so I usually show y'all the big joints. Pause, as they would say. These are the smaller joints. These are Rod Hayes. I might as well call them Rod Hayes. These are the joints Rod Hayes be like, yo, Rich, you gotta send me that. I gotta send him some joints. Like Rod Hayes loves the smaller joints because he don't like to waste them. Can you see the crystals? Let me see if you can see the crystals. Let me see if you can see the crystals. No, I don't. You see them? Yeah, y'all niggas see them. Y'all know I ain't lying. Hold up. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? I ain't lying, niggas. Y'all niggas think I'm lying to make $1. No. I ain't lying. Yeah, you see them. Y'all see them, right? Yeah. Somebody say, yeah, you'll see them. Nigga, my cigars got crystals in them, nigga. I ain't lying, nigga. Let me share the link. Let me share the my cigars got crystals in them, nigga. This is technology. Let me see. This is technology. I got humidors. Somebody had said, "Why don't you have?" I have four humidors, but I ran out of space in my humidors, so I had these. And these actually get preserved very well in these as well. But yeah, I got crystals in my cigars. I mean, the benefits. It's just ChatGPT. It's so many benefits. Now I'll start out with saying, you have nicotine receptors all throughout your body, all throughout your body. You have nicotine in your body, and the donation for the cigar is $30 a month. Number one, it costs $10 just to ship it. I see somebody just sent. The reason why I said that, somebody just sent $10, and that's just shipping. So I'm gonna refund you. But just to send it is $10. You know what I mean? Like people don't realize that when I say what I say, people don't realize because we don't understand business, like the packaging and like all that. So like, don't think when I be like donation is 30 or more, like just for me to package it and ship it is like it costs. It's over 15. It's $15 damn near. You know what I'm saying? But oh man, they're beautiful. Crystals in the cigars. I don't know where else commercially. I know not but commercially, I don't know where you could get a commercial cigar where you could see crystals in it. And I could open it back up and show y'all. I don't know where you could go commercially and see crystals in a cigar. But for like I said, I'm building this empire. For those who donate, I'm taking for those who donate 30 or more. I just shared the link. Because people like, where? I just shared the link. You get a cigar. Can't say it enough. I feel beautiful. Feel great. It's 11:36. I need to get King Simon on here and Lord Strayhorn to do a show before the end of the year. About 2026 and the numbers and all of that. So I got to get King Simon on here soon. So definitely King Simon, look forward to you being on here, my brother. You know? Yeah, I'm going to see it. I'm going to go outside too. I want to see if the Northern Lights are outside. I'm going to go outside too. I want to see if they're outside. I didn't see them. I've been looking for them. Y'all know I've been talking about Iceland 2 years ago. I want to go to Iceland, Norway. I want to go to Norway. Just for the, so I want to see if they're in Georgia. And I'm in Stone Mountain. So I'm in the northern part of Georgia. So I want to see. And I have been looking toward the north. Yes. I have been looking toward the north. I get because they said, yeah, I got my compass out on my phone, and I've been looking toward. I found out where the north is at. I've been looking toward the north, and but yeah, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them. Listen, family, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me share this link one more time. If you are interested in getting a cigar, send your donation to the 363 Empire right there. A donation of 30 or more will get you a cigar. I did a whole one. I damn near smoked the whole one in front of you the other night. I feel absolutely amazing. That's why I keep talking about them. But I feel absolutely amazing tonight. It's a nice feeling, and I'm gonna go outside and enjoy myself, get some fresh air. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. I'm not absolutely sure, but like I said, I'm gonna be in New York this weekend, so I'm gonna be tapping in New York. So many beautiful things next year, though. Farming, I think farming, that's something that is going to be big for the community. And I really look forward to talking and building with y'all about farming. I think that's something we could all build off each other with, as well as radionics and outside of AI. Like, we're beyond AI. We're greater than AI. We're way greater than AI. AR is a stepping stone, and it's our assistant. And I want us to all use AI as our assistant, but we're way greater than that. We are anything that's in the cosmos, in the universe, is in the sun, that's in the stars. You see in 3-Eye Atlas, all that is in our bodies. We are absolutely amazing. So the technology that we could create, and like I said, it's too much noise on social media. Let's get involved in these smaller. It's quality over quantity. Moving forward, it's quality over quantity. It's not about the views, it's about quality. It's not about the views. We've seen musicians have 40 million followers. They put out an album and they can't sell 20,000 copies, and everybody's like, what happened? There was no quality there. It was just quantity. There was no quality there. It was just quantity. So we're focusing on quality and not quantity in 2026. And we're going to do this damn thing. Family, I appreciate y'all. Focus on our dreams tonight. Somebody said, I just purchased a cigar. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I see somebody purchased a cigar. Yeah, that's what I appreciate that. Anybody like I said, give it about anybody who didn't get it yet. I'm gonna look into it, but from now moving forward, I would say give it about 2 weeks. to get your cigar. 2 weeks maximum. You should get it within a week, but I would say 2 weeks. I'm getting it together now and everything. You know, I'm used to the flow of things, so I would say 2 weeks maximum. But you should get it in about a week's time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you should get it at this point because I got it's you know I got a smooth operation going. You should get it within a week's time or so, week and a half. But I would say 2 weeks. You know, it's not Amazon, but it's damn sure worth it. Anybody who could tell you got crystals in your damn cigars, I mean, it's damn sure worth it. 100% that, man. Listen, and anybody could tell you you fucking with the things that the Hopis use to prophesize the blue Kachina, it's damn sure worth it, y'all. But listen, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. This is Brother Rich, aka Radiohead Rich, and I don't need permission to celebrate. I don't need permission to do a ritual or do whatever. It's my God-given right, my birthright to decide when I could do it and when decide when it's going to be beneficial to me. I thank y'all for participating, viewing tonight's broadcast. I hope everybody benefited from tonight's broadcast. With that being said, I will either see y'all tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday, either or. But we got so much work to do in this realm until we go to the next realm. And it's a pleasure experiencing this realm with y'all. With that being said, somebody said, whatever happened to Ross Ben? Nothing happened to him. He's good. I got it. I would love to do a show with him again. Last time I tried to, it didn't work out. But yeah, he's good. Brother Ross Ben is good. Ross Ben is the man. That's the man. Shout out to Ross Ben. That's the man. Make sure you follow his work, support him, buy his books. You know what I'm saying? I would love you know, want to get him on before the end of the year. Shout out to Ross Ben. That's my brother. Yeah, that's my brother right there. With that being said, family, enjoy the rest of your night. Y'all funny. Y'all keep me on here forever. I'm getting out of here. See y'all. I'll see y'all either tomorrow or Saturday. Peace, family.